Hey then guys, welcome to Dine at Home, week 9, still going super strong, late sellout this week, so super happy, thank you so much. I think we've sold way more than 40 boxes for Saturday guys, so thank you so much. You don't need to leave it as late as this every week, but you know what, as long as you come, it's all that matters. So listen, I hope you had a great week, enjoyed the sun, not too good this weekend, but we've got some food, hopefully will make you feel a little bit better. So, right guys, so to all you who have joined us most weeks or every week, thank you very much. Obviously your support is absolutely phenomenal and I love you all so much. Those newcomers to the week, literally we just go through each individual dish and basically I just run through how I would do it, but again it's your box guys, so you, as I say every week, you can do it how you like. I would recommend doing it this way. So for all you new guys, we have some milk bread. It's a little tear and share. So again, as we all know, make sure we have our Marmite butter out. As you'll also recognise, I haven't got them on all these pots, but in your box you will all have colour-coded lids. So basically for your starters, it'll be one colour. For your main course, I think the starter's red, main course is blue, and desserts is yellow. So ignore that yellow sticker on the Marmite butter. I've made that wrong. So this is your tear and share milk bread. Go straight into the oven, 180, 5-6 minutes, absolutely fine. Make sure it's nice and crispy. Leave it out for sort of a couple of minutes just before you tear and share, because it will be really hot. And obviously make sure, as you know, your Marmite butter is out at room temperature. So what we'll do is we'll go straight onto your starter because it is required to go into the oven. I did put on your instructions, guys. I think I put balsamic dressing. Just make sure you have got a little dressing. We did it before a few weeks back. This is a little mustard dressing. So it's a tablespoon of white wine vinegar or cider vinegar, and it's a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, good quality Dijon mustard, a pinch of salt, and about 3 to 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Give it a good shake in a bottle, and you've pretty much got a dressing ready to go. The reason why I've chose mustard is obviously because it goes really well with the mustard mayonnaise that we've got on this particular dish. So for your starter, you have a beautiful barbecue pulled pork, looks like a fritter. So that's already been deep fried and the oil's been drained. So that's just ready to go into the oven, guys. So probably put that in the oven for around about 5 to 6 minutes. It will be quite soft when it comes out, so I'll probably put a palette knife or something underneath. Crispy on the outside but super soft in the centre. So while we're doing that, we'll put a little bit of watercress into a mixing bowl. Obviously this is for 2, so I'll just use half the amount that's in there. Nice fresh watercress. And you've got your pickled, sort of sweet pickled apricots. I mean, they're always super sweet anyway, but sweet pickled those. A little bit of your dressing inside. Touch of Malden sea salt, brings that salad alive. And then with a little spoon, we'll just start to mix that together. Obviously, try to dress your salad a little bit closer to when your pork is obviously ready. I'm doing this for you guys a little bit quicker to obviously get through the film. So just pretend between you and me, guys, it's been into 5 to 6 minutes. So we'll take that out. Obviously, as I said to you, when you cook it, just be very cautious. It could be quite soft at the centre. So we'll just pop that on the plate. It must be nice and hot. And then mustard mayonnaise is quite strong. We've used a beautiful French whole grain mustard. Give it a little mix inside. This is for 2 people, so I'll just use a smaller amount. You can do a swipe or a dot or whatever you please, guys. And then same with the apricots, just put a couple of those. These go really well with the pork, so definitely try and get a couple of these. We'll give you sort of 4 halves there, so really cut through all the richness as well. And then we'll just use that beautiful watercress, dressed watercress, to just finish off the plate. Beautiful. Again, guys, I'm using the plates from Heritage in Birmingham. Absolutely stunning plates. My man Anthony's hooked me up again. There we are. So your beautiful fresh summer starter, your barbecue pulled pork fritter with whole grain mustard mayonnaise, freshly picked watercress dressing and light Dijon mustard vinaigrette, and your sweet pickled apricots. Okay guys, so hopefully your starter went down well. Onto your main course, which is a rolled shoulder of lamb. If you want to come in and I'll show you your ingredients that you should have with your lamb. Put a little bit of greaseproof paper, actually I forgot to mention, with your pork fritter. I definitely use your greaseproof paper to go underneath there as well. If you've obviously got this on non-stick baking tray, that helps as well. Okay, so this is obviously for one portion. So you've got some, we've just blanched that. So we'll obviously fry it ourselves today or tonight. So you've got some blanched purple tender stem broccoli. Some sauce. Yours is weighed out. I've just put this from the main pork. Yours is all weighed out. As you can see, the blue label on that one. So that's your cumin yogurt. Your beautiful toasted couscous. Some beautiful pomegranate that go really well with the lamb. Actually, it'll be super delicious and almost sort of a fresh sort of crunch through the dish. And this is your imam bayaldi, which is like a roasted deep fried aubergine sort of relish. It's quite strong. It's seasoned with cumin, coriander as well. Absolutely delicious. And that's obviously your lamb shoulder, which is in there. Obviously you'll get the tooth if you're obviously sharing. So what I'll do, the most important thing is put the shoulder in first. So with a little bit of sauce, just literally put lots on, just a tiny little amount on top of that. It'll almost glaze the top of it. And as you always know, guys, a little bit of butter goes a long way. And I'll just season the top of it as well, again with a little bit of salt. You can add a bit of pepper if you would like to. And that goes in to your oven, again guys, between sort of 10 to 12 minutes, depending on what your oven's like. This is obviously a Fantasistic professional oven, so 10 minutes in there will be absolutely fine. If you want to put it on for a little bit longer, you absolutely can. So for your, which I'll stay here, for your couscous, that's obviously completely cooked. If I was you, I would obviously do it in the microwave, but just put a couple of knobs of butter on top. And what will happen is when you reheat it, just like rice, it can sometimes go a little bit sticky. So basically the butter will act as a lubricant basically for it, so you can give it a good mix inside. So this goes into the microwave for 30, 40, 50 seconds, just make sure it's piping hot. And same with your imam bayaldi, just pop that in the microwave, it's absolutely fine. Again, for 30 seconds, just until it's nice and hot. We'll obviously do that a lot closer to time. Your cumin yogurt to be kept obviously at room temperature or even cold. It's a really nice contrast with the lamb and the fatness of the lamb. It cuts through beautifully, and then a little added sort of cut through sweetness or sharpness is the pomegranate seeds. You don't need many of these. We pack quite a few in there, but you don't need too many of those. You don't want it to overpower it. You just want that really refreshing sort of crunch. Okay, so onto your broccoli, guys. Again, I'll leave that in there. That'll be on there for about sort of 8 to 10 minutes. So with your broccoli, you know what you're doing, guys. We've got a griddle pan out. You don't have to use a griddle pan. You can use whatever sort of pan you want. We just want to get a bit of a roasted element to it, because you think, you know, with a roasted piece of lamb or beef or pork or any sort of meat, when you roast it, that skin side down, and it's that beautiful caramelisation you get with it. We haven't got that with the lamb, obviously, because it's on our shoulder. So we'll get some smoky, roasted, sort of caramelised bits with the broccoli. And to be quite honest, I absolutely love broccoli. I love roasted broccoli more than anything, to be fair. So best way of doing it, in my opinion. Okay, so pan nice and hot on there. We'll just use a little bit of veg oil, but we will finish it off with butter, as always. Don't need to break a habit. So let's get my butter over here. Just make sure that is nice and hot. You don't want to sort of put it in too early, so it sort of either sort of very gently fries or very gently almost boils in its own oil. You don't want that. You want to make sure your pan is pretty raging, to be fair. And ensure that you don't put your oil in first, because obviously your oil will burn if you just leave it in there. So I think that's about hot. Feel the heat coming off that straight away. So pop that in. Good sign is when your oil goes quite loose almost instantly. So just put a little bit of salt straight onto that. It has been blanched in salted water. That's just to keep the colour, but it does need a little bit more colour on there. There we are. That's the sort of fry that we want. Smoke coming off already. Beautiful. And these will literally take, 1 minute. 2 minutes, that's all that's required on that, to be quite honest. And just leave it on that side, and we'll finish it off, as I said, we'll finish it off with the butter. Again, make sure you sort of do this close to the time. So say for instance, if your lamb was cooking for 10 minutes, I wouldn't even look at the broccoli or the couscous or the bayaldi. I wouldn't even look at that until sort of 2 or 3 minutes, because remember, because the lamb shoulder will still rest really, really well. So again, as soon as it comes out, you can even start it when it's finished if you want to. Bring it out, put it on the side, and then start your garnish, and the lamb will be perfectly hot. At the end of the day, the centre is always going to be piping hot. The outside may have just reduced slightly to room temperature. That's what your boiling hot sauce is for. So we're all in there. Okay, so we'll have a little flip on there, so you can start to see all that beautiful roasted broccoli on there. Start to flip that over. It's absolutely raging. It's great. There we are. And what I'll do is the residual heat in that pan, like I say at most weeks, the residual heat in that pan will continue roasting that broccoli beautifully. So we're just going to basically just leave that in that pan now, just to gain that more colour. And if I put my butter in now, it will burn. It will go really sort of dark quite instantly. So we just want to sort of cool that pan very slightly before we start popping the butter in. So get another sort of 30 seconds on that side, that'll be absolutely fine. More than enough time in the pan to get a good roast up. At this stage I'll leave those in now. I'll just pop my couscous in the microwave. It's 40 seconds. It's a bit more powerful guys, so instead of make sure it's nice and piping hot when you get to it. Beautiful. Okay, so that's starting to cool down now, so we'll just add a little bit of that butter now. I think it's perfect time. So a bit of another butter. Start roasting straight away. Okay, lovely. So as you can see, there's a nice little bit of roastiness all on that properly now. Don't leave it in there for too long, 2 or 3 minutes. It's all that's required. As I said before, guys, you don't want to be looking at this before the lamb's done. I'm just obviously showing you beforehand how it's obviously all done. At the same time, I've got my sauce in the pan. Beautiful. Couscous is just beaked, so that'll be obviously ready as well. Good sign to obviously see it is the butter's completely melted obviously into that, so that's perfectly hot. I'll attach that lid back to it so it keeps all the heat in. I'll heat it up Aldi, and then join me in about 2 to 3 minutes when the lamb's done and we'll begin to plate, guys. Okay then guys, so it's been about 3 minutes since I last spoke to you, so I'm just baking the lamb out now. It's been over 10 minutes in our oven. Which, as you can see, it's well and truly come to temperature, which is beautiful. This again, like the pork, goes that's literally ready to break. So again, just be super careful. And obviously, I've been used to the heat, so probably wouldn't recommend just picking it up straight out of the pan and out of the oven. But if you've got asbestos hands, then guys, you're ready to go. So with the couscous, I just got a little mixing bowl. This is obviously for 2 people, so I certainly won't be using all of this. But I just thought it'd be quite good to mix that around as well. And just check it for seasoning. Again, if you do want to put a bit more seasoning into it, it has been cooked in veg stock. Yeah, just a little bit more salt. Lovely. Again, just check it for your own seasoning, guys. If you think it needs a little bit more salt, do so. And the butter works really, really well because it has a nice little buttery sort of richness to it as well. I'm going to put one eccentric plate from Heritage in Birmingham. This is a really wicked plate, perfect for this. Loads of colours going on as well in there. So, okay, so with your Bayaldi, is it quite strong? So put a nice little spoon on the side of that one, and then quite contrasting with the yogurt. And the yogurt works so well with lamb. A lot of people sort of use goat's curd sometimes and goat's cheese sometimes with the lamb as well. This works, look at that, beautiful. It's coming away now already. It's amazing. But this works so well as a contrast. It's almost having sort of giving 2 condiments to it, but it works so well with this dish. I absolutely love sort of yogurt and goat's curd with things like this. So again, just pop your broccoli quite sporadically all over. Give it a nice sort of colour contrast. Amazing. The sauce is just very gently been heated up. I've actually overheated it, reduced a little bit. So if you reduce your sauce too much, it goes quite sticky. Just put a little bit of water in, or chicken stock or anything like that. Just put a little bit of water in just to loosen that up. Just reduce that just slightly too much. Just pop that all over that lamb. Don't be scared of that. Get all that back in there. Beautiful. And finally, this is a nice little fresh crunch through the whole entire dish. Honestly, it works an absolute treat. Just pop those pomegranates on top as well. Make sure you eat this dish and every element all together, guys. It works so well as a complete dish. So, a beautiful braised and rolled lamb shoulder with roasted couscous or toasted couscous, charred broccoli, Bayaldi dressing, and also your Greek yogurt, your cumin Greek yogurt. Finish off with some lamb sauce and pomegranate seeds, guys. Enjoy. Okay guys, so hopefully you enjoyed your main course. Me and Mikey just shared that one that we did. I thought it was absolutely delicious, so I really hope you enjoyed it. We've got loads of flavours going on. I thought it went really, really well, so again, hopefully you enjoyed it. Okay, so on to the dessert. This is probably my most signature dessert that we've done. Those of you who have been to Adams while I was there, we used to do a beautiful sort of, we used to call it a transition course, which was basically like a coconut rice pudding with Alfonso mango, like a Thai green foam. And yeah, this is probably a signature dish. As soon as I open my own restaurant, guys, we'll be going straight on the menu. So, giving you a little pre-taster. You'll be getting quite a bit more rice pudding than this. This is literally the last of the bowl that we had. So I'll just spoon this in. So this is obviously for one person. Still quite a decent amount actually. So put it into quite a small bowl. Don't use a big bowl because it would just look a bit silly really. So use a nice small sort of bowl. It can be a large bowl as long as it's got quite a small sort of rim in the centre. So this is how I plate it, but again you can eat it how you would, or plate it how you would like to. With your mango, fresh mango in like a nice mango coulis. Don't need to go too heavy on that, it's just a nice little bit of freshness in the centre as you bite through it. It's like a muller corner, yeah? Exactly. So then you've got some sabayon, which is basically like a lime leaf and lemongrass sabayon. We've also put some a little bit of ginger in there as well. Just give it a mix, guys, because obviously with the egg yolk you can sometimes set. Which this one has in the fridge a little bit as well, so give it a nice little mix. Just pop that on top. I know it sort of covers the mango, but it works so well as like almost like a sauce to the dish. It's absolutely incredible. And then a beautiful sort of desiccated coconut crumble on top with some crispy rice as well. I know it sounds a little bit strange, but honestly it works so well all over the top of that. So there we have it, guys, your final dessert, one of my signatures, absolute all-time favourite. If you have any coriander, I know it sounds a bit strange, but if you do have any coriander in the fridge, a couple of little sprigs on top. I know it sounds a bit strange, but it works so well with this dish. So you have a beautiful coconut rice pudding with fresh mango, Alfonso mango, sort of compote. On top is a nice little lime leaf and lemongrass sabayon with crispy rice and desiccated coconut crumble on top, guys. Okay guys, that concludes your Dine at Home on week 9. Really hope you enjoyed watching and really hope you enjoyed eating as well, guys. I just had that dessert and I still really like it. So yeah, I don't really care if you don't like it, to be fair. It's one of my favourites, guys. So I really hope you do enjoy it. Don't be shy with that crumble. Really, you need that sort of texture in there because it's all quite soft, so you need that texture, so don't be shy. Leave a little part, if you don't use it all, put it by your side and then top it back up if you need to. So. Right guys, it leaves me to say thank you as always for everybody who's watching. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Obviously we're just going to put it through the YouTube in the future, so make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and get the full sort of video on there. And yeah guys, listen, have a great weekend. I've heard the weather isn't so good. A fantastic weekend this weekend. And I know it's coming, it's fine. So it's trying to remind me, I'm trying to leave it to the end. So basically we've got a really nice, exciting announcement this weekend. We're going to do a collaboration with somebody next week. We're leaving it completely hush hush. So listen, stay tuned. Rather going to release it Saturday, we might wait till Sunday. So stay tuned, guys. A really cool collaboration with the chef next week. We're going to do 4 courses. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. It's going to be phenomenal. And also we're going to do a separate Dine at Home social media pages as well this weekend. So completely separate. So obviously me and Sauce Supper Club. We've obviously come together to create Dine at Home, so we'll create that completely separate as well. We've just been overwhelmed with the response and the support by you guys, so we just want to keep on going. I know obviously a lot of restaurants are reopening, but we just want to keep on pushing our product, and we've heard some amazing feedback and reviews from you guys, so why stop? Let's continue it and really work for this product. So guys, thank you so much. Keep your eyes peeled. We'll drop a couple of hints for the rest of the week. I can't wait. Honestly, it's going to go down an absolute storm. He's an absolute legend in the industry, in my opinion, and he's on every TV screen at the moment. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled, guys. Have a fantastic weekend, lots of love, and stay safe, guys. Thank you.